UNC, Chapel Hill, and the country mourn the loss today of an incredible person. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Andrew Stern.
And I'm Alana Albrecht. Dean Edward Smith touched the lives of countless individuals in his 83 years. And today on Sports Extra, we'll be looking back on his many accomplishments, not mourning the death, but celebrating the life of the greatest Tar Heel. We start with reporter Molly Oak, who's live in our satellite studio. Molly, the home of Carolina basketball was the center of the memorial yesterday.
When you see the outpouring of love and affection for Dean Smith from across the basketball spectrum, you just get a small sense of how much he meant to not only his former players, but current students, future Tar Heels, and even opposing coaches. The loss of this man's life is a huge one, impacting not only the campus, but the entire basketball nation.
His impact is everywhere. And even when you hang out with the former players that come back in the summertime, they always tell stories about him, and you can just tell how much he meant to this place.
Chapel Hill, North Carolina, home to Carolina basketball and home to Coach Dean Smith. Reminders of Coach Smith are scattered across town, and many of us will never forget his impact.
And absolutely just represent everything about what Carolina means to this community, and really understood what it meant to be a Tar Heel and a true gentleman, and the country and the school fell in love with him for that.
The Dean E. Smith Center, better known as the Dean Dome. 879 wins, 2 national championships, 1 legacy, all in Coach Smith's name.
Dean Smith is the reason I love Carolina.
The Four Corners offense, point to the passer, just some of the things Coach Smith brought to the game.
I was fortunate enough to play for the greatest coach to ever coach basketball, Coach Smith.
In 2013, when President Obama honored Coach Smith with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, he explained Coach Smith was more than just a well-thought-out playbook.
But his successes go far beyond X's and O's.
This man was so much more than a coach. Standing outside the Smith Center now, people have been coming by all day, leaving flowers, a signed basketball, and one family even left a handwritten note, proving that Dean Smith truly was a priceless gem. And everyone seems to agree.
And that's why there's so many people that have such a reverence for him, because it was never about Coach Smith. It was always about someone else. And
Legend. I don't use that word very often, because I don't think you can really know someone's a legend until they leave an incredible impact and you realize it years later. But I think he really created a new type of basketball here and a new community style here that will never, ever be replicated and will never be forgotten.
No, you guys made a big deal of the social issues that he was pushing, but to us and to me, he was just being Coach Smith. He was just being the good, honest guy that wanted everyone to be treated fairly. And, you know, not only on the basketball court, it just happened to carry over in life as well. And
I can't imagine anyone being a better influence than Coach Smith was.
He means a lot to him, and if he means a lot to him, that means he means a lot to us too. I know.
But he was a much greater man than me, and his whole thing was to do the best you can do, the absolute best that you can do. Don't leave any stone unturned. Do the absolute best you can do, and then live with it.
But as 18, 19, 20-year-olds, we couldn't really put it all together. But now at 43, you start to understand why he did what he did. And what's amazing is that you remember pieces that he would teach you, the thoughts for the day from practice, that sure, they had something to do with basketball at that time, but it has to do with today, and it has to do with tomorrow. And that's the kind of forward thinker that he was, and he integrated that into everything that we did.
Till I die, a lot of the things that I do will be from him. That's a pretty good legacy. It really is.
It's been an emotional time for Tar Heels everywhere. Alana,